Peace and blessings. This is your brother Gabar coming to you live from the Brooklyn Down Bronx. Thank you for stopping by. You could have been anywhere else Saturday night, but you're here with me. I'm just out here contemplating and thinking, having a conversation with myself because, today was a Shabbat. I was reading over some scriptures. I was doing some scholarly work in regards of Romans that converted to Judaism. It's much deeper than you think. When a Jewish person tells you, when you mention them about Roman conversion, or you mention Uncleus, and they'll say, well, it was just one. This is what I want you to tell them. According to the story, not only the legend, right? The writings of the elders, the writing of the rabbis, the sages, when you read the entire story, not only did he converted, but 300 Roman soldiers. This is how the story goes. This is how you break it down to them, folks. According to the legend, uncle told him to go and search out for something that doesn't have much value, but then it will have value in the future. So the story goes that he did some macronantism. He spoke to Baal, Balaam. He spoke to Titus, the Roman, his grand uncle, I think, or his grand someone in his family, and he also spoke to Yeshua. Now, some legend says that was talking about Christ. Other legend says that was a generic name for anybody that would try to take away the children of Israel away from the law, the Torah. Christ never did that, so they may be talking about another Yeshua, but that's here and there. So he finds Judaism, he converts to Judaism, and then his uncle sent 100 soldiers to bring him back to ask questions. What's going on with this? You converted to this religion of the Jewish religion or the Israelite religion. He began to talk, and they all converted. Then what happened is his uncle sent another cavalry of centurion men, which is about 100. He began to talk to them, and they also converted. And then he sent another cavalry, and they also converted at the end. There's different legends and how that happened. But if we're going to give respect to the writers, the elders that they wrote these scripture, these targums. I mean, the Talmud and the writings of the elders. If the Jewish people are going to give respect to them, within that story, 3 cavalries converted, centurions, a band of centurions, which is 100 per band. They all converted. That's 300. So that's 301, including Uncleus. So you tell them with the entire story, it was actually 301 people converted, according to the legend of the rabbis. And I'm doing much more research to find out, listen, we don't even need the Khazarian conversion to even argue that, although that's a major argument, and do not break away from that, because that's part of the equation too. And you got to also say this: the Khazarian conversion, or the Khazarian people, their king was from Japhetic. The king Buan, I think his name is, I forget. However, though, when you look at the Khazarian army and people, it was made of several different racial groups. A little Turkish, a little Aryans, a little Mongolians, a little bit of everybody. They were a multiracial group. So within the Khazarian DNA, there's mixture. So, Shemitic DNA, finding within the Jewish community does not necessarily mean that they are not the descendants of the Khazarians as well, or there's a connection with the blood within the Khazarians. There's still blood. The Khazarians had Shemitic blood in them. So if you find Shemitic blood in Jewish people, it doesn't mean that they are Israelites. So I was just, after the Shabbat, I usually, I don't eat much in the Shabbat because I'm in my studies, but I eat some fruits and berries and just keep my energy up. And then I eat a big meal. My wife is coming and bring some meals. She's coming from, she's fellowship at the church. And I'm just going in my studies. I went into that history. So I'm probably going to do a PowerPoint on that. I was talking to my boy PJ. It's a video I want to show folks at the end or in the middle of the show. I'm not going to be long. About this voting denial. What is it? The voting that people denied the integrity of the voting system. Well, I'm going to show you a little video. Shout out to brother PJ, old wise man. He sent me this, that the voting system was always corrupt, and there was never integrity in it. But we'll go into that. I'll show a video of that. But I wanna show a video of brother Corey Hamlock, I think his name is. He's a comedian. He has a podcast. Let's see if I could show it to you. Bear with me. Here it is. Oh. I want to show a little clip. Hold on, let me just get his channel. Okay, even better. Okay, here we go. We go here. Okay, we go here. Outstanding. So this is the channel that I was referring to. We're gonna take a little clip of his channel. He's a comedian slash commentary of in politics, entertainment, culture. So shout out to the brother. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And let me put the bell notification as well. And I want to play a video. I want to play a quick video that he think he cracked the case. And I got some cases I think I cracked, but I could be wrong. But I want to hear your opinion about it. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I want to know. Fair use. Let's see. Let's hear a little snippet of his show. Fair use.
This might be our last show. I ain't scared. I ain't scared to tell the truth. I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. I cannot be afraid of them people or my people when it comes to what's right. Period. Not right for black people, what's just right. A brother who we love his smile. He was one of the most dominant players ever in the NBA. Shaq, we know you ain't for us. We know you not for us. For real, Shaq. But Shaq for them people. He was for the police when the one brother got killed, George Floyd. Yeah. Shaq's comments was for the police. And right now, this is what's so sad about it. The brother called Kyrie an idiot because they almost.
Yeah, that was a bad look, Brother Shaq. I'm a big fan, and sometimes it's just best just to say nothing, man. And sometimes you just say, you know what? Throw some love, throw a scripture, avoid it. The way you came down on this brother, man, it's sad. It's sad. And I want you guys to continue paying attention because this brother, I think, he's dropping some, a lot of Jews. I don't agree with everything he said, but for the most part, I'm riding with this brother in regards to his sentiments and how he feels.
All media has been forced to talk bad about Kyrie, and we're gonna get into that. But they have to if they want to keep their job. If Shaq isn't rich, he out here with us.
Right.
And if he out here with us, he's not Shaq no more. He becomes just a freak.
Mm-hmm.
It is real, because he like real big, ugly feet. Shaq, you can't be shitting on the people and expect us to keep giving you a pass. You went too far this time, Shaq. You called that man an idiot, and it is so ironic that a movie theater that you got juice on played this same movie, documentary, whatever you want to call it, at the thing that you was, dog, what are you doing?
So what's out in the ether is that Mr. Shaq owns some movie theaters, or he's partners with some movie theaters. And I guess, he has some say in what movie goes on. And he gave the brother Rondo Dodwin from Hebrews to Negroes. And shout out to that documentary, man. Shout out to that brother. Go support that brother. Get that book. If you can't get it through Amazon, go to his direct line, his direct channel, and get it, man. Support Israel business, man. But I gotta agree with this, man, because this is a thing that I was having a conversation today with a brother, and we were not argue, but I was saying that if every black man stand up worldwide in the basketball, football, baseball, and I mean black man, doesn't matter you a black Cuban, Afro-Latino, if you a man of color, indigenous people, if they men. Now he was going into it should be family, the black woman, the black man comes together. But right now, the black man, the black woman, they there's too much drama. We're gonna put that aside for a minute, and we're gonna focus on the black men standing up together and say, you know what? Let's stop working in the entertainment industry. Like you do it to one of us, you do it to all of us. The power of that, right? And I just felt, man, that it is time, bro. I think this is the perfect time. And there's different theories why they are coming down on him. I got my theories. This brother goes into some of his theory. And some of his theory sparked some of my interest. And I want to know from you guys if he's close and why they took this brother down or they want to take him down.
What are you doing, Shaq? Even the other dude who I have respect for.
Oh, man. Not Bron.
Bron a goofy. Where I'm from, we call motherfuckers like LeBron, you's a goofy.
Yeah.
LeBron been sold out for the other side.
That's why I don't trust no nigga to compromise himself for money.
Hey, man, for money, they'll do whatever. Some people just don't want to be back out here with the rest of us. I'm putting his name in my mouth. I ain't want to, but I'm going to do it. Shannon Sharpe, when he first started on television, when him and Skip was on the show, Shannon Sharpe still had that revolutionary mind state.
Yeah.
But this is what happens.
And I hope I don't offend anybody that's smoking a cigar. Listen, after Saturday, after the Shabbat, I open a little stogie. It makes me relax. Sometimes I drink a little wine. It makes me relax, okay? And if anybody said, "Well, brother, you're destroying your body," it's just for I don't inhale. It makes me relax. And anybody that is getting all bent out of shape, I'm doing an advanced no gi class on Wednesday. On Monday. So come with me. If you could keep up with me, that we're talking about which body's more defiled. Fair use.
When you get money and you get fame, you get drunk in it. You get drunk in it. When Shannon Sharp first started being part of the media, you couldn't get him to do this. Now, Shannon Sharp is committed to find a way to make it seem like Kyrie Irving is not credible. Kyrie Irving done did some, but I'm watching him grow into a man that you motherfuckers in media can't be. Y'all motherfuckers didn't have the courage to tell them motherfuckers monsters, fuck your shot, shove it up your ass. That's what Kyrie told them people. Most of the motherfuckers in the NBA, them motherfuckers shut the fuck up and took their shot. They put the shit up in them. That brother Kyrie stood in front of the world and said, fuck your shot.
Even if you don't agree with Kyrie and you in the NBA, why?
Now remember, before this brother came out and tweeted, he commented, "Hey, check this this documentary. I show it. It's cool." Boom, and they attacked him. But before that, they attacked him over him not taking this vaccine. And now they're attacking it about this. Why? What's going on? What's going on? Why is all of this is going on? Let's have a conversation.
Why would you publicly go against the grain like that?
Because they have to. If they don't, they'll be out here wearing jogging suits like you got on.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
I'm giving you up. I'm making jokes about it, but it's
Yes,
serious. It is, dog, can you imagine if them deformed motherfuckers didn't have money? Dog, a lot of us root for LeBron. But have you seen how LeBron hair look?
Oh, jeez, Louise.
If he didn't have that paper, he'd be.
He's a comedian, so you know he's a funny brother. He's approaching this from a comedic perspective. Shout out to free speech.
Be a monster. Bitches to talk about him. You see that funny polka dot head motherfucker at work? They don't never want to see that again. Shannon Sharp, what happened, man? That you don't want to let that fame go. You and Skip sounded like he had more conviction about what's right than you did. You went out your way to shit on that man. I think you don't like him because he's not gay. That's just my opinion, Shannon Sharp. I think you don't like Kyrie because Kyrie is a heterosexual male and it shows. I think you got a problem with.
Is any rumors out there that this brother's gay? I never heard it. He never gave me any gay dart. I don't know, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. But freedom of speech. It's just he's reporting the news or just reporting what's out there. I don't know. I'm just I don't want to be blamed for bringing any more misinformation.
Fast. That's me keeping it one. That's me keeping it a buck.
You always find a way to flip it.
I watch him, man. I watch the man. He got a problem with Kyrie because he don't want to lose that seat he in. Because that seat Shannon Sharp in, he get to sit.
Now, for the record, to be fair, I think this brother, I saw some video, and I think he's turning back. I think there was some video that he played. I couldn't catch it. I think, so there was another announcement. I think Judah's rising up. I just hope Shaq and Mr. What's the other brothers? Shaq and the other one. Stop cooning, man. Real talk. You don't have to come down on your brother like that.
There with the other sister. The other dude and motherfucking joke all day about whatever.
Yeah.
It's got to be Shannon Sharp. Get up. You can tell he still work out. He living the life. He living the life. He get to lay up. He get to go on TV with his co-host, which is a weird dynamic that I've been peeped and I ain't said nothing until now. The fruit Buddhism. It was a dude out here. His last name was Darden. He was a cop. Something happened where the white people wanted to get him.
He's retired.
You look at his Facebook, always smiling, in a good mood. All of a sudden, he became public enemy number one. They had all-point bulletins on the TV. Oh, this guy, he's dangerous. Watch out for him. He's bad. Look out. We're hunting him down right now. Everybody who gets sense know, oh, that motherfucker knows something. They killed him. They used their media to turn you into a villain so they could justify what they do. Listen, they rehiring people in New York that they told.
Pay attention. New Yorkers, pay attention. Let me repeat that again.
Yeah, we're hunting him down right now. Everybody who gets sense know, oh, that motherfucker knows something. They killed him. They used their media to turn you into a villain so they could justify what they do. Listen, they rehiring people in New York that they told you can't work because you won't take the shot.
It was a federal judge. He passed a law that it was unconstitutional for any worker to be forced to take any vaccination to employment. They ordered all employers to rehire any employee with back pay. Shout out to that judge. Is there a connection between that and the money they perhaps owe all the athletes, including and especially Mr. Kyrie Irving? Do you guys see the connection here? Are you guys seeing the connection here?
In fact, they telling people you getting your back pay because it was unconstitutional what they did. The Nets owe Kyrie millions of motherfucking dollars. Millions of motherfucking dollars in fines because he wouldn't take that shot. That ain't what they doing, huh? It seemed like that's what it is. We got to pay him what? And he didn't play? We got to make him a villain. We got to take a retweet. That's what we'll do. We'll take a retweet and make him out to be public enemy number one because we got control of the niggas in media. We control if he's bad or good in the public eye because we want to find a way out of paying. They got to get him cops and everybody that money that they didn't get him when they told them, if you don't take the shot, you got to get the fuck out. Well, they getting ready to hire them people back, but the Nets didn't want to get Kyrie black ass that money. Run my nigga money back. If he had to get that, boy, you know how much money did they didn't have to pay him, and now it looks like they might have to pay him?
Damn, that's a cold game, boy.
Did this brother just crack the case? This is all about money? I don't know. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. He kind of disagreed. He think it was more of pressure from the Jewish community. Is this all backfiring on them? I don't know. The number is 646-450-2013. Call, give your opinion. If I'm onto something, if I'm getting all wrong, let's talk about it.
They made him into a bad guy for a retweet about a movie that Shaq played in his theater. Shaq, who's the idiot now? I'm the motherfucker who represent the truth. Them motherfuckers represent the bullshit that keep them with their foot on black people's head. If you are used to getting money and you got a way to keep getting money, you might sell your own people out to keep getting that money. When you work
you got it.
Orientation.
for Caucasian media, Jalen Rose's apology from this week should be part of orientation. This is what happens if you speak from the heart. You got to look stupid in front of your people. Everybody find that Jalen Rose apology where he looked like he was at gunpoint.
So he's-
It is the saddest shit. He said, I now understand that I ain't supposed to say that. I was like, look what they made him do. Y'all ain't got no nuts. Stephen A. and Molly was sitting in bed like, yeah.
But it's powerful as these folks is, Cole. What if they was threatening your family and shit? What if they was...
If you see me apologizing, they got my family at gunpoint.
he's mean.
I can't be anti-Semitic. I eat pussy from the back. It ain't a motherfucker out here who...
My apologies. Still Vogue, he's a comedian. He's just speaking his mind. But did he crack a case or is it wrong?
eat pussy from the back,
my God.
you can call anti-Semitic. That's insane.
So what do you guys think? Did I miss the mark? Did I got it wrong? I probably smoke some later. But sometimes I have a cigar lasts me like 2 days. You know, this is my theory. The NBA was losing a lot of money during COVID. They had to kind of recoup. And now they open. But now this federal judge made a decree and say all people that, all employers, all owners that force their employees, because that's what basketball players are, employees. Yeah, they have a contract, blah, 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 free agent, whatever, but they're employees. They get paid to do a job. And maybe they were saying, you know what? Because if the employer had a employee who is a troublemaker and is not and is trying to start a union, is influential with the other employees, the other workers, that employee is dangerous to keep around. They fine him. They didn't pay him because he didn't take the COVID. And now because the World Health Organization say you could play now, they say, okay, we could play now. Fine. We have to make this money, though. We got to make this money. We've been losing money. We lost money. And we have to try to get back. Oh, this judge just passed a law that we have to pay our employees back pay. When we're dealing with few football players coming together, hey, guys, you owe me money. It was unconstitutional. It was set a standard. They cannot go back. So I think this tweet that he did months ago, and they now pointed this out, they probably did this to scare Mr. Kyrie Irving to sue them or to try to demand his money back. Because now, okay, we got to give him this money, but if we suspend them enough time, that the money we gave him is going to come back to us because we could fine him because these basketball players, they get paid by the game. It's a contract. You play X amount of game. You have to make sure you stay healthy. Make sure you go to practice and you perform. And they give you money for that. It's a contract. Irving, he was performing. I think he was one of the top players, right? And maybe they did this as thinking all of this is going to make him look bad. He's going to get scared. Yeah, we may have to give him this money back, but we could gain our money back in the other by suing him. I mean, by suspending him indefinitely. They're not going to let him go because they're making money with this brother. But they thought they could do two things. They could give him a public whipping. Get back in line, boy. They'll probably work something out behind the scenes. They don't lose money. He's able to keep his job. But my theory is it backfired on them. That's right, Brother Irving. I beg you, do not conform. Do not continually don't change your status. You say, I'm not going to apologize for being anti-Semite because I'm a Shemite. Keep saying that, 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 and don't buck down. Don't submit to their demands. They're going to do two things. They're going to either bring you back or let you go, and then you'll be a free agent. I was having a conversation today with a friend of mine. He was saying that all NBA athletes, and I don't want to come across as a anti-American. This is his business. Don't take it personal. America. All athletes should cut a deal with China and say, listen, we'll play for you guys. Cut us a deal, and we'll go over there and play. China would cut that check immediately. China would cut that check. If all black indigenous athletes stay together and some whites want to join us, no problem. And say, listen, we're not going to be treated like cattle. We're going to be respected as men. And we're going to, and matter of fact, going forward, all basketball contract, football contract, baseball contract should put in the contract, you could never fine me for something I said. Something I believe in. My religious belief. My perspective of what happened in history. We have to start getting smart because it's learning the law, because these people are working within the law, within these contracts, to suspend these guys, to take money from their family's mouth. All the hard work. People are not going to see them. They're going to see you, brothers. You guys have the power. And now I think it's the time to strike. Now is the time for athletes to come together like Muhammad Ali and not Magic. I forgot that tall brother. Not Magic Johnson. What's the other brother that he was in that Bruce Lee movie? His name leaves me. They all got together. Jim Brown got together and began to talk about athletes' rights, athletes' value. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we got to support these brothers. 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 Because we got to strike when the pot is hot. And the pot is hot now. And we got to know our worth. We got to stop with the fear. Brother Shaq. The other brother, I forgot his name, but Brother Shaq, man, you better than this, brother. I think there's hope for you. And then I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself. Give you an opportunity to say, you know what, I apologize, I misspoke. We're very forgiving people by nature anyway. So we will forgive you, brother, but you gotta come correct. You gotta start clowning and shouting and book dancing. Because it's just words. It's just words. It's just words. And if they control your speech, if we're in a situation that we are being disrespected in a way that we have to be in a scenario that we can't even express our feelings, this is that time in history when our children are going to be asking, hey, Dad, what you did? Would you stand on this? What part of history you was in? What where were you? Where you stand on this? That's why every brother and sister, white, black, brown, boycott these NBAs, boycott these shows. Don't even watch them, because to keep it real, the people that go and play and go play are usually white, usually or rich, athletes or rich actors, black and white, Jewish, right? People, which, it's people with money and wealth. But the majority of the people that go to these NBA are people of European descent. Black people, we watch the show, we watch the free version online, right? And that's value too, because don't get it twisted, those eyes have value too. Those eyes watching the football, the basketball, the baseball. They could take those eyes and say to sponsor, hey, we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million views a night every time we come on. That's also value. Boycott that. So the question is, do you love sports the more than you love your people? Boycott, and not only that, tell them why you're not watching anymore. Tell them why you're not buying their products. Tell them why you're not going to see the game. Tweet it. All social media, just express yourself as a floodgates of commentary. Don't be afraid, brothers and sisters. I'm talking to the men. Because it's so easy, but yet so hard. You know what I mean? It's we could easily turn this thing around if we just have a little guts. If we just had the bravery to say, you know what? We're not going to watch a game. We're not going to support a game until they support our people. That's it. We don't have to march. We don't have to get, dogs, sent to us. We have to get arrested. We don't have to go to war. We have to just turn our damn television off when the game is on and boycott. Don't watch it. Watch anything else. Because if we don't even have the discipline to do that, heck, we don't deserve freedom. And I love sports. If Kyrie Irving was a Jewish man and the same thing was happening to him, do you think that Jewish people will remain silent? You think that Jewish people will be divided about this subject? Do you think Jewish people will be calling another Jewish man idiot? Tell me the last time when you saw a Jewish man criticizing another Jewish man. It happens, but tell me the last time you saw it. It's an illusion, folks. This is what's happening right now in America. It's an illusion. I want to play this video, guys. Because I think in 2024, it's going to be rock and sock 'em. It's going to be interesting, extremely interesting in what's going on. So let's hear a little bit of this show. I mean, this little tape. This is Band TV, I think it is. Band Video, I think it is, or Beat Shoot. Oh, Beat Shoot. Yeah, Beat Shoot. But my apologies. Let me put this right in the right angle here. Right there. Perfect. Fair use.
According to recorded history, the first democratic election began around 500 BC in ancient Greece, when the tyrannical government was able to avoid a people's revolution by allowing them a choice, usually between two people, an illusion of freedom for an awakening populace. This was the beginning of the two-party system that we have today in America. Both Republicans and Democrats bought and paid for by the same hidden hand. Freedom from tyranny.
In ancient Rome, they did the same thing to give the people the illusion that there's some choice. Pay attention.
Tyranny is a dream that has never been fully realized in the civilized world. And it's safe to say that America has never had an honest, fair election. Buying votes for liquor was already a custom from England. And in 1758, George Washington spent his entire campaign budget on 160 gallons of booze for the few hundred landowners who were allowed to vote in the presidential election. The earliest elections were not conducted in secret, so after days of heavy drinking, each person would openly declare his vote for all to see. In the 1840s,
So there was always tactics. There was always tactics. I do believe that there is enough technology, there's enough effort to steal election. I believe there's enough evidence for Americans to be concerned about. And if I get canceled because of that, so be it. That's what I believe, and that's what most people believe. I won't say most people. It's not common. It's not uncommon for Americans to believe. Yeah, there's voting fraud. It happens. People have been arrested over it in history. But there's nothing new under the sun, folks. Pay attention.
the Democrat Party began deploying an election strategy known as cooping, as in chicken coop. They would lure people into back rooms and basements where they would beat them and drug them and force them to vote Democrat several times in different disguises. Cooping was common enough that many believe the writer Edgar Allan Poe was killed from being drugged during a cooping incident during the Baltimore election of 1849. In 1855, thousands of Missourians crossed the border to illegally vote in a Kansas election. With guns drawn, they coerced every town to record their votes.
The Democrats have a history of violence, of coercion, of planning, of conspiracy, corruption. Listen, I'm not Republican or Democrat or independent. I don't vote. I don't get caught up with that. I'm just telling you guys what kind of country you guys live in.
Some towns had 5 times as many votes as its entire population, and 90% of the votes supported the pro-slavery candidates that the residents of Kansas were mostly against. During the late 1850s, several of the infamous gangs of New York were hired and brought into D.C. during a local election to intimidate voters of the opposition. Things got so violent and out of hand that the U.S. Marines were called in to clear the streets of gang members. Around 10 people were killed. In 1868, hundreds of black men were killed in Louisiana for being registered to vote Republican. These are just a few examples of voter fraud, but the entire two-party system is a fraud. No matter who you vote for, the policy never changes, because the system is not interested in personal freedom, and so they will always cheat. Starting in 1948 with the infamous Box 13 scandal, LBJ introduced a new form of voter fraud to be embraced for years to come by both parties. The simple technique of waiting until the end and then stuffing the ballot box with whatever you need. Electronic voting has only made this easier, allowing manipulation of the vote count all the way through. Mike Lindell's team recorded the election tally in real time, and we can easily see evidence of manipulation. Hundreds of thousands of votes for Democrat candidates, all in an instant. A million here, a million there, in an instant click of a button. We can also see several inexplicable negative drops that can only be explained as manipulated adjustments to keep it close. Sloppy, as always. The civilized world has never been free, and America lost the republic years ago to the mob rule madness of democracy and the two-party system. But considering our history, we can easily reverse this and grow in a positive direction, if we so choose. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Shout out to InfoWar. Shout out to InfoWar. I don't agree with everything Alex Jones says, okay? And I think Alex Jones got to slow down with the stuff that it cannot be proven and deal with the stuff that could be proven. See, this stuff could be proven. This is logical. This is reasonable. You could have evidence. You could follow the track. Shout out to 2000 Muse, the documentary that brought that out. There's some truth up there. But we have to be very careful with then freedom fighters or truth seekers or truth finders or truth patriots of freedom. Because I believe sometimes there are certain things that go out there and this conspiracy theory community that is false. Like I'm gonna give you an example. There's been something out there for a long time, and I'm not here to offend anybody. In regards of people in Hollywood, for them to be successful, for them to be in Hollywood, they have to sacrifice somebody in their family. I don't know if anybody heard this before. I have heard this thousands of times. And usually when a loved one dies, within a family, a famous person, a father, a son, a mother, a sister, a car wreck, and things of that nature, all the conspiracy theory starts bubbling. And every time somebody passes away within Hollywood or a family member, oh, that was a sacrifice. And when I'm asking my brothers and sisters, but I'm speaking to the men here, where that came from? Where that came from? What is the spark of that? Boom, boom. What launched that? And if it was somebody saying it, presenting no evidence, and this is what I would consider evidence. 1 or 2, and the Bible says let everything be established between 2 witnesses. Say, yeah, we were part of a ritual that we killed. That you have to kill. I agree, because the ritual is they have to agree. They sacrifice somebody they love to get famous. That's what's out there. Mr. Ye, with all due respect, brother, in the last interview, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think you're let me see if I could get it here. I think you're falling right into their hands, brother, with all due respect, by saying what you just said. Let's hear Mr. Ye. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying that I'm not questioning, but you know what? I am questioning. I don't believe every single time somebody dies in Hollywood, that means it was a sacrifice. People die sometimes. It doesn't mean that every single time it means a sacrifice. First of all, we have to question whether the sacrifice rumor is even true. Show me the evidence. That's all I want to see. Show me credible evidence. Show me someone that have said, yeah, I signed my grandmother away to get rich. Just one person that admit that he or she signed a dotted line that she wants to confess, or he wants to confess. I will go against the commandments of God, and I will just want one. And if somebody's out there say that that's what it is, not saying that's what goes on, that's what they think happens. Someone that say, yeah, I signed the contract. Until then, make sure that when you're in a situation that you're saying certain things in regards of conspiracy, and I do believe people conspire. And I theorize about different conspiracy goes on, like the brother Corey. He said, yeah, there could have been some connection with this tweet. Kyrie Irving now suspending him because they probably owe him money. They don't want to pay, and they want to have some leverage over him, and it's backfiring them. That's a logical conspiracy theorist. I don't have any evidence. I'm just giving my opinion of what's going on. But I cannot accept that as fact, because in this universe there is rules. This mathematical equation to what is fact and what is fiction, what is opinion. It could just be what is being said. Jewish got offended. They made some calls, and this cause and effect, that's what's going on. It could be as simple as that, or it could be something else. I don't know. I'm just theorizing here. But Mr. Ye, I got to talk to you, man, because you're sounding crazy right now. Fair use.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
And I agree with you. Everything you said so far, I'm dead. I obviously they can't control you because you're saying what you want. No doubt about that. And yes, I believe these other people are being controlled because they know that if they come out and say what they really want to say, the same thing that happened to you will happen to them.
You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody, so let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slights from nobody, right?
And yeah, and can somebody, I got to see that. I know Mr. Farrakhan, he spoke about what's going on. I got to hear the whole thing. I think it's about almost like an hour long. I'm going to hear it. So I obviously, Mr. Farrakhan said something that ticked off Ye. I just want to know what that is. If anybody heard anything, let me know, comment below.
I ain't taking no slights from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
Stop. You hear what he said? My mama was sacrificed. Okay. What does that mean? See, if I was that reporter, I would have asked these questions. They're like, hold on, Mr. Ye, you said your mom was sacrificed. Did you sign the agreement? Because that's what's out in the ether. Last time I checked, his mother was, she died. She was 58 years old when she passed, I believe. 58, 59. And she was doing some plastic surgery on her breasts and other body parts. And I remember Ye talking about being concerned about his mom and her health. And and she wants to do what she wants to do. She wants to look beautiful and fix herself up, but he was concerned about her doing these operations, fixing up her body, past, cosmetically speaking, and there's some risk after a certain age. And this is what you sisters need to understand. I know a lot of sisters that listen to the show don't get caught up with this, but generally speaking, sisters, from within the African American, Latina, white, whatever, women in general, listen, man, be careful, because what they're not reporting is the death toll of these plastic surgery. It's dangerous, and it gets even more dangerous the older you get. Look what happened to Joan Rivers. She got all dulled up, and she went and something happened, some complications, and she passed. Same thing with Ye's mother. That was the story. Now he's saying they got sacrificed. What is he saying? Is he saying that they sacrificed her without him knowing, or that he signed and sacrificed her away? Because that is what is out there in the ether. So Ye, you're sounding crazy right now. With all due respect.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
Yeah, it could be because Hollywood is a drug-infested Babylon 2.0. Maybe Hollywood attracts certain people that these parties, there's drugs everywhere, there's drugs, alcohol everywhere. People get addicted to that lifestyle. And sometimes people just die. And I'm not saying that doesn't go on, or I'm not open to accept it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is, I just want to see the evidence. Because I sometimes think that the powers that be, I'm in a conspiracy theory right now, so you just to hear me out. I think sometimes the powers that be let these conspiracy theories that are not true spread misinformation within the conspiracy theorist world. And that term conspiracy theory is actually a CIA term that they coined to demonize anybody that questioned government or authority. I'm questioning government and I'm questioning authority. If that makes me a conspiracy theory, so be it. But we have to be careful if these theories that comes out, these things about Sandy Hook being fake, sacrifice in Hollywood, if they're throwing that out there, for then we will bite, because they know that people of color repeat stuff. You know what I heard? 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 And misinformation is going out there that it can never been proven. It was never proven. Where's the origin of this? Everything has an origin. And if the origin is another conspiracy theory video they just repeated with no evidence. Now, yes, if you're going to show me evidence that ancient culture, secret society used to sacrifice children and all that, yes. That doesn't prove that's happening today in Hollywood. Could it be happening? Maybe. But until you produce the evidence, shut your mouth, because you're hurting the movement. Because what if, let's just say you're right about, there's 10 conspiracy theory out there, but you're wrong about one. They're going to attack that one. So be extremely careful what you throw out there in the airwave, because they could come against you. This could all be a trap. And Mr. Ye, you're getting caught up with the conspiracy theory. What I'm saying is it necessary? Even let's say it's true. Is it necessary? Could you prove it? Don't you know they're going to use that against you? And if you don't have any evidence, see, the reason why you should stay with I'm a Hebrew, and that's what I believe, I should not be attacked for my Hebrew, and that Jewish people do have influence in Hollywood. You could prove that all day and every day, Papa. You could prove that. But can you prove that every single Hollywood actor that made it has to sacrifice one of his loved ones? If you can, I want to see it. I haven't seen no evidence. So be careful, Mr. Ye. Be careful.
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than thinking alive.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
Yes, but use your platform not to hurt yourself. And this whole sacrifice thing, my mother was sacrificed, that raised more questions now. I know she died 2007 years ago. That would be 2005, 2006. I'm bad with math. No, wait. 16, what? Felt 14 or something like that? 15? I don't know. Forget. Ye needs a righteous handler. He needs wise men around him to tell him, listen, dude, say this, don't say this, avoid that. I hope, and I was speaking to a friend of mine, I was like, can we just get a sane, logical brother that is addressing the history that they took from us, and that is the Bible and everybody in it, addressing that without this other extra stuff. A sensible brother. And this is the reason why I did this podcast, because it's therapy for me, because I could express my feelings and express my frustration with my people, and hopefully my thoughts become popular enough that it will hit some of these brothers, that I could maybe influence some of these brothers in some way to say, listen, you got to be smarter, man. We got to be smarter. You could prove that Jews run Hollywood. Yes, I said it. Jews run Hollywood. And I like I spoke to the brother, I don't think it's a conspiracy thing. I think, Jewish people are smart. They're very inventive, and they know how to manage stuff and put things together and cream rises to the top. So, but whether they run Hollywood or not, the bottom line is this: do black men deserve the right to speak their mind, even when they wrong? Does freedom of speech and freedom of speaking about controversial issue like voting fraud, the vaccine should never have been mandated. The vaccines has side effects that we need to talk about. The mainstream media does not have no leg to stand on, because if Alex Jones is being proven right these days, and for many years. And there's a lot of things that I disagree with Alex Jones. Sometimes he get caught up and he report every conspiracy theory, every new hot conspiracy theory. Sometimes somebody has to put filter with Alex Jones as well. But I believe he should always have the right to be wrong in certain things because he's been right about a lot. Remember Boycott Grove that the media never cover? I think he snuck in around 2003, 2002, Mr. Alex Jones. And it was always this conspiracy theory about Mohegan Grove that many world leaders come and come together and talk about politics and who's going to be the next president. He snuck in and he saw this damn, the best way to describe it is this satanic play of the Cram Mission of Care, I think it was called. He videotaped it and the media didn't cover it. He was right about that. I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I could be out of control. I could, if my heart is in the wrong place, because I'm still rocking with you, Ye. I'm still rocking with you. I'm going to support you. If you come out, bring some new sneakers, I'm going to buy it. You know, I'm 50. I don't, this is, young people. It's clothes. It's the way he, that's for young people. I get it, but shout out to him. And I think you should go where you appreciate it and use this opportunity to get triple money that you had before. You could become a billionaire again. Address the issues you could prove. The stuff that you believe, that you really strongly believe they're doing behind the back, get the evidence. Shout out to Project Veritas, okay? Old school reporting, undercover reporting. Sometimes when you are speaking behind closed door, yeah, you could theorize certain things. I think they're doing this. I think they're sacrificing this. You could talk, but when it comes to the media, it's by different rules, man. Download these receipts. When you see a video, a confession, download it and put it in your hard drive. Because a lot of times you come across a video dropping some extremely valuable information, and you go back, they take it out. Download it, put it in your hard drive. Documents, download it, put it in your hard drive. Highlight them. Make sure that if anybody challenges you, there's no evidence, you got receipts. Because they're coming for you. And who they're coming from? People that are defending the freedom of expression, the freedom of talk, the freedom to sit down and have a conversation and reason and debate and listen, you know what could destroy the bad idea? A good one. And I know they're plotting. I know they're that's what people do. They plot. Business people, they plot. Presidents, they plot. Dictators, they plot. That's what they do all the time. And us poor folks we get the brunt of it. We get the short end of the stick. I got friends that believe in flat earth. I'm not convinced the earth is flat. I could be wrong. I got friends that believe in the circle of earth. I got friends that believe that JFK was assassinated and there was two shooters. I have friends that believe that people went to the moon. I have friends that believe that people did not went to the moon. So certain, me personally, I don't think we went to the moon. I think it was okay, this is my theory. I don't know if we went to the moon or not, to be fair. That's my opinion. I believe there could have been, I think America felt that Russia was a threat and they wanted to bankrupt Russia. There was thoughts about Russia going to space, and then there was like the space wars. And so if Russia had the impression that America went to the moon, the American thought process was that Russia will go bankrupt. So they faked a moon landing, like they were achieving moon landing, but it never happened. That's the theory that is out there. I could be wrong. It's a theory. And the strongest evidence that I have is they haven't been back since. And they say now it's hard now. And by science, equation, science gets easier. If something was hard in the 60s, it should be easy now technology-wise. We got more in our phone than NASA had the moon landing, so-called. There's many flat earther brothers will say that there's a dome on Earth and you can't get out, the firmament. The Bible mentions that. We don't know. We're theorizing. But when we have to be extremely careful when we're discussing these things in the social media world, because you could be wrong about one thing or you could be right, but because you don't have sufficient evidence, then they could clown you. Then they could make you look crazy, like Mr. Ye. It's just necessary for you to say that. Can you prove that? There's going to be people that probably are going to go against me thinking that I'm a government agent giving people this information because I don't believe in the sacrifice, or I don't believe there's sufficient evidence for us to hang our, necks on, because it is a very incredible accusation. Every Hollywood person, there was rumors. I remember there was a basketball player, I forgot his name, but he was complaining with Hassan Campbell, the brother who was molested by the criminal Africa Bambaataa, and he got famous because of that, right? And he says that everybody in basketball have to sign the blood sacrifice. I don't believe that, bro. Not all of that, all that conspiracy theory is true. And more importantly, these things that you cannot prove anyway is damaging the movement. And what is the movement? The truth movement. We just want the truth. I do know that government lied to the people. That's been proven. But when you're dealing with this great machine called the media, this Hollywood, the news empire that they created, of propaganda, you have to be smart. You have to be smarter, man. I don't think just blotting certain things out that it hasn't been proven. It's a theory. It is out there. Listen, there's some truth to every rumor to some degree, but some rumors are dead wrong. It started with a lie. But regardless what they plotting against us, regardless what they was attempting to do to suspend Kyrie Irving, I think it backfired. And I think they probably regret it. they was not expecting this backlash against them. I don't think they were expecting for so many people to stand against them. I could be wrong, but all I know, I'm going to take a page of this book. Emmanuel, Chief of Staff, Obama said that you should never let a tragedy go to waste. When tragedy happens, try to push legislation that you're trying to push, you couldn't push before. Do not let a tragedy go to waste. And I'm taking a page of that book and said, do not let a controversy to bring light in who we are as a people, historically and biblically, do not go to waste by getting derailed about people being sacrificed in Hollywood. That you cannot prove. I could prove I'm a Jew. You could prove you're a Jew. You could prove that we are the diaspora of the tribes of Israel that were scattered. Let's stick with that. We could deal with the sacrifice later. Is it true? It may be, but let's deal with it later. Those are my thoughts. That's what I believe in. We have to be smarter, more tactful. Pick our battle. Because now this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the distraction that we talk about. Sacrifice in Hollywood and bloodsuck and all that. We have an opportunity to show our strength as a people. Boycott these stores. Boycott these sports until they sit down with these athletes, they sit down with these entertainers. Like I showed earlier this week, with the, white people saying, yeah, black people could save America. But all I'm asking black people is, before you save America, let's save ourselves. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to support, hashtag, PayPal hashtag IAMFITPodcast, Cash App, $, IAMFITPodcast 1. Anything that you could give is highly needed and highly appreciated. Right now, the funds that I am collecting from the show is to restart the IAMFIT apparel. I gotta give them some more equipment. It's just these bills is piled up, and I'm just catching up with the bills. So, my job is basically for my bills and for my family, and any money that has been donated here is gonna be for the betterment of the show, and to get equipment and things of that nature. So support, because it's going for a good cause. I'm going to be sending email tomorrow for the Man Going God's Way meeting. Those that want to be part of that, if you haven't sent an email, send it to IAMFITPodcast@gmail.com, IAMFITPodcast@gmail.com. If you have any ideas for any shows, any interviews, you can send it there as well. Until next time, peace and shalom.